Here we go. We have to fake an intro. Oh God.
Hi, Dust. How you doing?
Hi. Hey, what's going on? Hey, Frogman. How are
long time
you?
no see. Yeah.
You know, the worst thing apart about doing a podcast is faking an intro.
Yeah, exactly. How was your week, Dust?
My week's been great. How's your week, Froggy?
It sucks balls, bro.
I guess that's how every week goes.
Really?
You gotta push through. You just gotta push through and be positive.
Yeah, fuck this shit. Whatever.
There's an intro. My name is Dust Bites, and welcome to the One Too Many podcast. That's where everybody's gonna go. I'm joined by my co-host. I don't know what the fuck his name is anymore. I don't know. Frogman, Lone Star, Star something, and Quasars, and fucking McDonald's, and whatever the fuck he's doing over there. What's your name this week? Is there something? Is there a new name this week?
Nah, man, it's just Frogman. Welcome back, everybody.
Waking back?
Waking back. Well,
Waking back.
You know what? I just woke up a little while ago, man. You know, I was waiting for you to show up. So, but hey.
It's on me.
Yeah.
It's on me.
It's not important.
Whoa! I'm up.
That's all right.
Whoa! I'm Mr. Big Shot.
Hey, I wanted to make sure I didn't start before the show, man. I don't want to get in trouble like last week.
Dude, you can start your own show if you wanted to, man.
No,
I'll give you the key. You got the keys, man. You can drive. Believe me, bro, you could drive. I'm tired of driving these things, man.
I didn't want to start it without you. I waited for you, and that time I was waiting for you, kind of crashed out.
All right, so even if I wasn't here, I want to hear what the One Too Many podcast newest episode would sound like if Dust Mites wasn't here. If it was you. All right, ready? No. We're gonna do this. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna cue the music. All right, insert crickets. That's how it would sound, yeah?
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Cricket Podcast. My name is Cricket McGetty.
Cricket McGetty.
What's up, dude?
Nothing much, man. Yourself?
That's pretty funny. So you're talking all that shit, but if I gave you the helm, what would you do? That would be it? It'd be like,
nah, man, I'd probably do my own version, but it wouldn't be
what was your own version? You had your chance to show us your own version.
Well, maybe one day
I'm sure one day it will happen.
One day it'll happen.
I'm sure one day it'll be Frogman and Hurricane BX taking over.
Don't hold your breath, ladies and gentlemen, but it'll happen.
Yeah, I sure. But everybody, welcome to the One Too Many podcast. My co-host, Frogman, Mr. Lone Star, in the house.
The stars at night are big and bright.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
What are you calling the guys off the block? What are you doing? Is 5-0 coming? What are you doing there?
Nah, man. 5-0 ain't shit showing up anywhere near here, man. We're good.
All right. I feel we need to stop cams to keep it moving. Man. Yeah, I always say that we need to stop cam to keep it moving, but I don't want to see you, so I'm gonna
Turn your shit back on, man.
Can I control your camera? I can't control your camera. Wow, that sucks. No, I think we do a little bit better when we're not Kirk Cameron.
Kurt Cameron.
James Cameron. So I guess maybe we should start this episode off with a beer count right now.
I'm wondering where you're at. I think you're on 14, 15.
Nah, I'm at 12. I was gonna fucking needle drop. I'm not even gonna fucking put the special noise in there. I'm at 12 right now.
Special.
It's a hard 12. It's a hard 12. It's a hard 12.
You got a late start there, huh?
What's that?
You got a late start there, huh?
Yeah. I had 3 cups of coffee too, so the caffeine is probably
shit.
Yeah, the caffeine is doing a little bit more magic than it should be. We had a long show tonight on the Realm of Collectors podcast channel, so live right there. Nice little beer opening right now for number 13.
That's 13, ladies and gentlemen. 13.
Who?
Here we go again.
Hey, you said it, not me.
Every time I speak Spanish, sea spray comes out.
Was it sea spray? That was sea spray?
That's sea spray, man.
No, it's not sea spray. I'm a little dry. I guess I gotta drink. I gotta drink a little bit of 13.
Yeah, man.
There
you go.
Yo, shout out to everybody. We weren't sure if we are going to do this episode, the show that I did earlier on the Realm of Collectors podcast channel. Went a little late, but we kind of just threw this real quick together. We were supposed to have a host tonight. Shout out to Matt. We will definitely move this to the next session. I will be on vacation that week, so I'm planning a big show for that week. So in the next 2 weeks, be on the lookout. We're going to do something big. Trying to plan it. We got 2 weeks to plan it, so you better come up with some shit.
Cool, man.
But we're just gonna throw together a little something so we could give you guys more to hate this week, or more not to listen to and more to dislike. But shout out to our listeners out there, man. We love you. We love you guys.
Yeah, we do.
We love you all, and we hope you love us.
Whoa.
I need to, Frogman, I need to be loved.
You need to be loved? Yeah.
It's not about being liked. I need love.
I prefer with a like. I'm fine with it.
I'm like LOJ. I need love. I need love. You know, what's funny thing was like back in the day, like hip hop was supposed to be hard. LL Cool J dropped I Need Love. Guess what? All those hard ass motherfuckers at 12 or 13, whatever the fuck I was, with a big ass boombox, was bumping I Need Love. Bumping.
Hey, that's fucking cool, man. That was something.
Dude, that was the era.
Awesome.
It didn't matter what it was. And the funny thing was, I was the white dude in the projects with the boombox. And God forbid someone put their fucking cassette tape in, and my fucking Lasonic fucking ate that tape, man. I was catching lumps. It was my bad. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll take that. You're right.
Destroyed it, man.
Oh man, it was hard growing up in the projects, man. It's hard. Shout out to Glenwood Projects. It was tough. It was tough. You know, a little overweight fat kid in the fucking projects.
You were that guy that got picked on a lot?
Nah, you know what? I wasn't. You know what? I was picked on a lot, and this is honest. I was picked on a lot in grade school. You know, grade school when I lived in the Italian neighborhood. And shout out to PS 114 in Canarsie, Brooklyn. That's where I went to elementary school. I was picked out a lot, you know. And it was funny. It was like one of the nerdy kids found out that I was German, and all of a sudden I was the German Hindenburg. If you guys remember when there was the German Hindenburg, you know, and this is like bad early 80s, you know, like late 70s, early 80s. I was, you know, this fucking nerdy, skinny ass, cream cheese and fucking wheat bread eating motherfucker called, and I still remember this at 40 some odd years old, called me a German Hindenburg, and this shit was over. I couldn't do nothing. I was like, all right, you got this. You know, I was a little overweight, and I was German, so and then get it? You get it?
You didn't fuck him up?
Nah, you know what? It wasn't about that
man.
back then, man. It wasn't. I was in fucking grade school, man. It was in grade school. It was just some dumb shit. You threw your fucking textbooks at him.
How old were you?
I don't know. Was I in fucking fourth grade? Fourth grade. What's fourth grade? How old is the normal human in fourth grade?
Well, we'll go by grades. I don't know by the age, but we'll go
I don't
by
know.
grades.
Google that
Fourth
shit,
grade.
man. Google that
no.
shit.
I can't.
Come
I'm on
on,
my phone.
man. All right, I forgot. You're on your phone. I'm the guy that's got to Google everything.
Yeah, to the Googles.
Do I need to add the fucking sound effects? Or can you hear my keys? Average age for a fourth grader.
Dude, you being a fourth grader, you should be.
9.
Man,
I was 9.
You were 9. At 9 years old, dude, I think it'd be okay. You fucked that motherfucker up.
Yeah, I don't think I was at that place at 9. I was shopping at the Husky areas of Alexander's department stores at the Kings Plaza Mall. So at 9 when you're husky means you're fat. Basically.
You never threw down, man, when you were a kid, like
No, of course, man. Of course, later on.
Later on.
Not grade school, more junior high than grade school. Junior high was a different era because it was if fourth grade was 9, fifth grade would be 10, sixth grade would be 11, seventh grade would be 12, 13, 14. So
that's funny, man. When I was in fourth grade, I threw down a few times in grade school.
Well, you had no choice.
And when I was in middle school, I got jumped my first day, man. I got my fucking ass kicked, but I got my revenge back on those motherfuckers as time went on. But you know what, man? What's the kicker? Towards the end of 6th and 7th grade, everybody who jumped me wound up being like best friends and shit. Yeah, eventually,
because later on you guys grow up, you pay your dues, and you understand.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Well,
exactly. You know what? Shout out to my kindergarten, and shout out to Carrie who stuck her pinky up my. Not up my ass, not up my ass, but being a portly child, how old was portly child, and picture a portly child in the 70s with the tight clothing. It's not really fitting you, forming whitely. So we used to sit on the floor Indian style, and I would lean forward. And of course, my shirt would come up, and my ass crack would hang out. And she stuck her finger in my ass crack. So that was my first sexual experience.
Ooh.
Kindergarten.
Yeah, you got fingered, bro. You got fingered.
Yeah, Freddie got fingered. Dusty got fingered. Daddy, do you want some sausage? So you know why I'm so fucked up right now. So there you go. These are stories that you'll never hear ever anywhere, and nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck about these stories. But you know what? Anybody that does care about these stories, this is exactly what happened. But yeah, but during my early days, I was kind of like that dude that just stayed away from it. I had friends that were part of the cool crowd, but I wasn't cool crowd, but I yet wasn't the shit crowd. I was kind of like mid-grade. I was like mid. I was mid-dust.
You weren't there yet, man. You're working your way up, man.
When I got to middle school, because here in Brooklyn we had 1 to 6 was elementary, 7 to 9 was what they call that what's that, middle or some shit like that.
It was middle school usually, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, mid school, and then from 10 through 13 or what? 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 12. 12 was 12. 10 through 12 was your high schools, South Shore High School. So that's how they did it. But some of the schools didn't have a middle school, so our high school had a 9, a 7, 8, 9. Also,
oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Okay. Or they had an elementary that went to 8, and it was just weird. My high school was in such a weird place. It was like this side was shit where I lived. You had the projects, you had the Jamaican neighborhoods, you had the black neighborhoods, you had the Irish that was trying to get in there, and you had the Puerto Rican. Over there, you had the Italian neighborhood, You know what I mean? Over there, you know, it was just like
Damn.
kind of like the crossroads of where I was.
No
And
shit.
my high school was right across the street from the project. So all these neighborhoods just kind of came in and it just exploded. And with that bullshit that was happening in the 80s with the crack epidemic and the way not even about like hip hop, but like the culture was just changing, and it was like an explosion. And at that time, there was a huge racial tension at the time, and shit was popping off all over the news. You had shit going on in Crown Heights, shit going on over here. You had the Bensonhurst bullshit. You had that shit that would happen in Queens. And there was just so much racial shit that was going on. It was like living in a smelting pot of that many people. It was tough. It really was tough because, you know, you have to become a product of your environment. And that's when I started getting into writing graffiti and listening to hip hop. You know, I got into hip hop in 83, 84, 85, and, becoming a DJ, or not even becoming a DJ, trying to become a DJ.
Yeah, learning
But
learning about doing your music.
the best thing about me was like I was on the 5th floor of the projects that faced out to the corner store, the main corner store of the projects. So I would put my speakers out the window. And I would be up there because I was always babysitting my younger sister because I couldn't go out. I had to babysit my younger sister. So that's how I mastered my craft. I had my DJ equipment. I started making beats later, of course. But, I would be up there playing shit that nobody ever heard before because I was buying records and, recording shows on the radio. And, all the dudes on the corner be like, yo, Ed, play that G-rap shit. And I would play that G-rap shit. So I was like, so, when you do that and people and guys on the corner are appreciating that shit, when you go to that store as a younger dude and the old guys would be like, yo, that's that, and they give me pounds and you start building your street cred. You know what I mean? I wasn't slanging or selling drugs. It was like, it was all music. It was all about art. It was all about graffiti. And so that's where I started building that street cred, and like, we lived, it wasn't the worst neighborhood or the worst projects because at the time in the mid 80s, it was still kind of like balanced. There was a lot of, Russian families, Irish families, some white families, Puerto Ricans and Chinese and Indian and prominently African American, but as it got to like 89, it got a little less and more. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the progression of an urban area at that time. And so you just built yourself and people knew who you are and the thugs knew who you are and you hook people up and then I started making beats and the rappers came over and you know what happens.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
It was to the point where my mother used to work at a diner that was like 4 blocks away from the projects and she would have to walk like probably a quarter of the way into the projects to get to our apartment.
And late at night, it can be dangerous, man.
And I don't know if I ever talked about this on the show or maybe Cobra Law, but at the point like she would come home late at night and she didn't take a cab anymore because I told her you could walk home. It's good. And like people, the dudes that are on the like they knew her and they saw her walk by and they'd be like, nah, that's Eddie's mom.
Yeah, man.
Leave her alone. That's Eddie's mom. You know what I mean?
That's respect, so, like, bro. That's respect there, brother.
Yeah, because oh man, and anybody that was new in the area, but that dude that made that tape or that that's Eddie's mom, and and it was all good, and that's how I was able to come up in being a product of my environment and come up in what I'm doing, and that's what made me who I am with my music, and it made me who I am as someone who appreciates music, because if I didn't get into this lifestyle or we never moved there, I wouldn't know about jazz. I wouldn't know about soul. I wouldn't know about progressive rock music. I wouldn't know about European funk. I wouldn't know about bebop. I wouldn't know about all these different styles of music because, of course, as a sampling producer, you're buying records and finding samples and listening to these genres of music and starting to form a love for that music. So that's where I got to say, like, if I, and don't get me wrong, because when I lived in Canarsie in the Italian neighborhood, I was listening to Run DMC, I was listening to Fat Boys, I was listening to all that shit, because one of the kids, the dudes that I used to hang out with, his cousin was a DJ, and he got a tape, and I remember the tape. It had Set It Off on it by Strafe, Set It Off. I said, yeah. And then had, Here We Go, and Sucker MCs and all this early, rap shit that fucking I was in love with. And then I bought my first Run DMC album. It was in 83. It was early 83, like right when the album came out. And then I got into Fat Boys and Curtis Blow, because that was the hip hop that was big at the time,
Yeah.
And then when the Beastie Boys came out, and then Public Enemy, and then like that late 80s shit, man, I was all over.
It just escalated, man.
Oh, dude, it was crazy. And then once I learned about making beats on these looping and I used to have fucking reel-to-reel tapes going around the house, and it was just crazy. Shout out to the Casio SK1 sampler. I used to have 4 seconds of sampling time. Try to fucking make beats on that. So what you would do is, like, you would sample a beat, play the drums while it's recording on a cassette tape, right?
Yeah.
Right? Then if you had a double cassette tape, you would take the drums, put it in the play tape, put another record tape in there, load another sample into the keyboard. So you would play the drums that you just did with a bass line over it. Boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
record that. Yeah. Now take that tape, put it into play, take another empty tape, put it in the record, and then you put your keyboards or your piano, whatever loop.
It's like you're stacking, man. You're stacking.
Exactly, and that's hip hop. That's how hip hop's made. Wow. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's how it's made. If you think about if you're in a regular studio, you have multi-tracks. You're putting one track over each other. That's it. And then how you make the magic happens when you take this out, put this in, take the drums out, throw fucking horns over the loop, over the hook. You know what I mean? So that's how you track it out. So that's how I learned how to make hip hop back in the day. And that's how it all began, with fucking mixtapes, little tapes, and God, how the fuck did we get over here?
And you know what I like about that? By you doing that, man, you got the respect of the neighborhood, dude. Which at the same time, without you knowing,
that little pudgy white kid.
No, dude, no, but you got the respect from the neighborhood, dude. And apart from that, you not even knowing at the time, you're keeping your mom safe at the same time, dude.
Well,
because of that respect they had for you.
It was a really tough time. Yeah. It really was a tough time, because the early days living there, everything was cool. We were all good. But when that atmosphere really, you had these things going on, I'm like, and you're living in a prominently, I'm the minority now. You know what I mean?
True. That's
I'm
true.
the minority now.
Yeah, man.
Because the people are moving out, and there's less and less of your type in there, and everybody that's there are older. They're not leaving their house, and you're a kid and you're running around. See, what saved me with this was because my grandmother lived there in the Glenwood projects earlier. Like, she lived there since the World War II ended. So these tenements and these apartments were made for soldiers coming home.
Yeah.
From the war in the 50s. Most of them were. And then later on through the years, they became more of a low income and then eventually Section 8 and welfare apartments. But back earlier, these were places for all these soldiers that were coming back.
Soldiers coming home.
Had families that were married German or French or whatever, wherever they were fighting, fell in love with somebody, married them, brought them back. They needed a home. There you go. It's an apartment. It's in a building. It's great. It's apartment living. It's city living. Yeah. You know what I mean? It wasn't like how it was when I grew up in there with cinder blocks and fucking roaches and fucking rats.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't
Yeah,
it
yeah.
wasn't like garbage, but it was like, this is, hey, you can't buy a house, but here you go.
Yeah, it's more. It's just what you would call like normal living. Something.
Yeah, exactly,
You know?
exactly. So it just through the years it became what it was now, where it was like it's Section 8 and low income housing, low
It
income housing.
it kind of went downhill from there, man, through the years.
Yeah, I mean, we had a 3-bedroom apartment in the late 80s and mid to late 80s through. Well, my mom died in 92. I think 3-bedroom apartment. We were paying $300.
Wow.
$300, but back then that was a lot, man. My mom was working as a waitress. She was on welfare. I was working at a fucking retail store. That was like 2 miles away. Even in my early life, I was working retail. I was AKA a stock boy, AKA throwing cases of X-Men figures over the fucking early Toy Biz X-Men figures over the fence for my buddy to pick up. But you know what I mean.
Man.
That's what I was doing. My money went to but I had to, because my mom didn't give me. We didn't have the extra income where my mom would be like, "Go buy comic books." I didn't. My mom didn't buy my comic books. I bought my comic books.
Nah, she couldn't, man. She had kids to raise and shit, man.
Dude, 3 kids, single mom. 3 kids,
Yeah,
single
man.
mom, dude. Single
There's
mom.
no money for comic books or music or toys or anything, man.
And I know we talked about this, but I don't really want to get on this. But my mom died at 42.
Wow,
I
man,
can't
that's very
imagine.
young.
I'm older than 42 right now. I can't imagine myself at 42 with 3 kids in the projects, not knowing where the money's coming from.
Yep.
I can't imagine it. I cannot imagine it. And then I wonder why I used to come home and my mom was drinking and listening to music, just trying to mellow out.
It's just a lot of pressure for someone to take and go through that. You just need you need a release, man.
And my mom was very verbally abused. Very verbally abused. Very.
Yeah.
Anything that I did to try to better myself. She's like, "Oh, you're going to the studio. You're going to be a big music guy," because she's drinking all night.
Yeah.
Home and at 12 o'clock with a smile on my face, but then again,
part of her personality, man.
Yeah, now you know where I get it from.
Yeah, man, it's part of her personality, and she's just busting your balls, man. But
Yeah, no doubt. But then like you see, like my buddies would come over and they would come over and like when I was making beats and like everybody would hang out. We used to go out, write graffiti, and would come. So my buddies would come to my place, and my mom was a drinker, but she was like, a lot of my friends, we were all underage, of course. So she would take their 40s, put them in the fridge.
They have to surrender the 40s.
Yeah, they would have to. She would take their 40s.
Man. That's cool.
She would take their 40s and put it in the fridge and say, "You'll get it when you're going out, when you leave." And they were cool with that. They would come in, hang out, and we do what we have to do. And on the way out, and there's plenty of times, my friends, we all hung around the fucking table and drank 40s with my mother. But it was funny. It was like, as much as I am a drinker now, I didn't like drinking back then at a time because I saw what my mom was doing, and it kind of put that like,
It kind of bummed you out, but you didn't
understand
why
because I didn't understand at the time, but I would come home and get the abuse, and my mom was totally very, very fucking verbally abusive. And physically
for you, it was like one of those things like, "Oh man, again you're drinking," but you didn't understand why, bro.
Of course.
A lot of pressure there, man.
And she was very physically abusive until she broke the fucking broom on my back, and she realized that no matter what she did, it wasn't going to hurt me. So she just started to punish me, and as old as I was like, "Yeah, I respect that. I'll stay in tonight. You got this. You got this." I could have easily went out and said, "Fuck you," but I was like, "Yeah,
but
you got this." I respected her like that. But yeah, exactly what you're saying. Like there's nights where I get in my zone. Shout out to the 123 podcast.
Yes,
and
sir.
I like, and the one thing that chills me, I was listening to music, having a couple of beers, and just being in my zone and just being in me, going down whatever it's hip hop, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And now that I realize as an adult coming home to what she was doing was quite similar to what I'm doing. I just don't have a wise ass fucking 17-year-old climbing up my steps giving me a hard ass time.
Could you imagine that? Can you imagine that?
Yeah, like I probably did when I came home.
Yeah.
I could think right now and say, yeah, I wasn't an asshole, but I was probably an asshole.
Yeah, you were an asshole. We're all assholes.
Yeah. So
all of us.
So, you know what? You know, to understand where she was blowing off steam and just dealing with I can't even fathom at 39, 40 years old dealing what I had to deal with. 3 kids, not knowing where the rent's coming from, on welfare, working as a waitress, off the books for tips. You know what I mean?
Man, that's too much. It's overwhelming, and especially for the times, dude. As tough as they were.
This is the middle to the late 80s.
Yeah, and then I have a kid, mouthing off, whatever, and you're like, dude, you little shit. Only if you understood, man.
Hey, my youngest sister was 7 years old, 7, 8 years old.
Tiny, man.
Yeah, I used to have to walk her to fucking elementary school, go to my job, which was 2 miles away, walk it. Shout out to my Sony's yellow Walkman. This is where my music consumed me because I walked everywhere.
Yeah.
My Walkman. I always had a Walkman. I would walk to the mall. Shout out to Kings Plaza Mall in Flatbush Avenue to the Wiz. I would walk there, and it was a long walk from where I was. With I would get a 40. Yeah, I was like 18. But back then you could buy anybody could buy a 40 on the corner.
Cigarettes, you can buy beer, you buy anything.
Yeah, I would get a 40 old English, and I would walk to the mall, buy the newest EPMD or Public Enemy, whatever album was out at the time in the late 80s. Throw it in my Walkman, walk back, find that there was a spot about a quarter of the way on in Mill Basin. Shout out to those Mill Basin boys, Avenue U. Shout out to those guys. Find that spot, grab another 40 and walk home with it. And that was a ritual every week, man. Like I would just walk to the Wiz, buy some new music and walk back. It was Friday night.
No wonder
and when I got back to the project,
killing you at 40.
Everybody would be out. What's that?
No wonder your feet are killing you at 40, man. You're walking everywhere, man.
That's funny.
Shout out to the Air Monarchs, man.
Yeah, if I had the Air Monarchs, I had the Ewings and the Shell Tops back then. That's what killed my feet. But it's funny, like when I went back to Brooklyn with my ex one time, I said I just want to know how far I walk. I would restart the mileage on a car, drive to where I usually hung out, drive back, drive to another spot, drive back, and I calculated the miles. I was like, man, why was I so big? Why was I 240 pounds? At 18 years old or 17 years old. Why was I 240 at 17 if I walked so much? Oh, it was the 340s I drank on the way.
It's the 3 or 4 40s you fucking drank, homie. And the slice of pizza you picked up on the way, man.
No, it wasn't even about food. We used to go to the Chinese food place.
Oh, really? You're all into Chinese.
And shout out to Chinese food. I had Chinese food tonight, man. We'll get there. And hopefully we'll get there. I don't know where the fuck we're going. I thought the show would be over already, but
no, man. But I don't know who the fuck is driving, man, because you and I are
I don't
in the
know.
back seat.
I don't know.
You
but,
and I are in the back seat chatting it up, man, having a good conversation, man.
I used to go to the Chinese spot. This is what I would do. I would buy a 40-ounce. I would go to the Chinese spot, and we would buy white rice, which was like 50 cents for the pint. White rice. And then we asked for like 4 packets of hot sauce, 2 packets of duck sauce. Mix that in there. So you have your 40-ounce, and you got your cheap-ass white rice. And that's what we would do.
Really?
Yeah, it was $3. That was your $3. That was your $3 Friday. That was your $3 Friday.
That was your meal.
Yeah, that was $3 Friday, man.
Wow.
That was your $3. And then they used to have the free green tea you could drink. We didn't put nothing in the fucking box, but I'm telling you, man, this is the old school Chinese places with the fucking bulletproof glass. This is 87, 88. 87, 88. The window, you'd walk in, there's 2 tables, 4 chairs, garbage on the floor. You have that illuminated Chinese food picture lights up there of what you want to buy. and there would
Okay.
be a counter, which was probably about 4.5 feet tall, and then just bulletproof fucking glass or plastic, whatever the fuck that shit is.
Wow.
And then you would go there, Lazy Susan, the Lazy Susan, that thing that
Yeah.
and this is like through the late 80s. This is how it was in the 80s, man. That's how it was in the 80s.
Wow, dude.
And honestly, man, at that point in time, I don't think our area was that bad. It was on the cuff of being bad, because you know what? If you went one block over to the right, it was total Italian and Jewish and white people. You had middle to upper class people living there. But at the time when I was there, because it was on the main strip and it was across the street from the projects, everybody had that bulletproof glass. Except for shout out to the Milky Way. The Milky Way, the bodega on the corner was called the Milky Way.
Oh, okay.
Huge place. I'm gonna put a picture of that fucking Milky Way in the description because it was huge. But they didn't have that until, of course, years later. But
and that was just to prevent anything, or
just in case they got in case they got robbed, held up. But the Chinese place, these guys were. It was like early they were doing that shit, man. That shit didn't start when I lived in the hood. It didn't really start. That shit
like
really
the 90s
popping off until I saw other places doing like 89, 90.
There you go. Yeah.
But this Chinese place like 87. Poof.
They were like the pioneers.
Yeah, so you knew they must have had like restaurants in Bed-Stuy and what I mean, all these other bad neighborhoods that shit popped off on. Mad Flatbush, down that way, Bed-Stuy, Brownsville, all that shit, East New York. They must have had multiple restaurants because they were just like, fuck it, we're new. Poof. Whoa, what's this?
Damn, dude.
This is the new standard?
It's a new standard, man. This is the way it is now.
There's 5 white guys in there trying to get fucking, beef and broccoli. Yeah, I'm gonna. I don't know. I guess I don't know.
Oh shit!
But you know what? Yeah, that's a little snapshot to where
the beef and broccoli guy, man.
Where I grew up, So I don't know. I don't know where the fuck we were going with this, but
that's cool, man. It's
we went from beats and hanging out and DJing and
a little bit of origin for
personal shit. Man. And and I'm not even playing with my music, but I'm turning knobs because I'm super nervous by talking about this. So you can see how I am when I get into this mode here. But
that's all good, man.
Yeah, shout out to Chinese food. We could segue into Chinese food.
What'd you have or what?
Dude, man, I don't know what the fuck happened to me, but I was coming home. I was super hungry. I skipped lunch today.
Ah, there it is.
Man,
lunch.
I had a nice breakfast sandwich. Well, not nice because my store doesn't make nice breakfast sandwiches. Every time I get upstairs and I open up my breakfast sandwich, I want to come downstairs and go to the service deck,
the deli,
the desk, and return it and say I want my money back because it's just. You remember De Niro in Casino?
Yeah.
With the muffins.
Oh, the blueberries.
Blueberry muffins. That's exactly how I feel about the breakfast sandwiches. It should be consecutive because it's not even about the employees buying the breakfast sandwiches, which pretty much probably 60% of our employees buy the breakfast sandwiches in the morning. But yet there is outside customers that buy the breakfast sandwiches, and they should be consistent. Shout out to 1, 2, 3, 12, 13. I'm on 13, man. I'm still on 13, man. I'm not even entering the realm.
It's the coffee, man. It's the coffee.
Yeah, the coffee. Yeah, the coffee's got
coffee, man. Yeah, man. It's got you with the jitters. It's got you with the jitters, man. The jitters.
Yeah, shout out to Chan, man. Chan's got the coffee in me. So anybody that hates this episode, blame Chan. You can find her Chanda Cooper on Facebook. You know what I'm saying?
Wookie in my pocket, something.
Yeah, Wookie in my pocket. Shout out to Chan, man. Shout out to Chan. We gotta get her on the show.
Good person.
She said
hell yeah.
I don't know.
Cool.
We'll see what happens. I think we should get Chan and JD at the same time.
That'd be fun.
That'd be a good show.
That'd be fun right there.
All right, we gotta book it. All right, so where we at? We're at the Chinese.
Back to your monster
the
meal
Chinese.
or what the hell?
All right, so coming. I skipped lunch today because I didn't get to lunch until an hour before the end of my shift.
What's the point?
Yeah, what's the point of eating at 3:30?
Yeah.
I'm out at 4 something. So why am I eating at 3:30? Might as well just wait till lunch. So I bought 2 bottles of seltzer. I bodied 2 liters of seltzer.
Holy shit!
See, there's the thing when you're trying to keep the belly full and trying to lose weight, but then you come home and eat $75 of Chinese food. You drink seltzer because seltzer will fill you up. It's bubbly. It suppresses the appetite a little bit. You go upstairs, have some black.
You don't like water?
No, I'd rather drink seltzer than water.
Yeah, okay. Right.
So I came back and I drank 2 cups of black coffee with water in it because I call it my 2 o'clock shot.
It's 2 o'clock shot. Yeah,
I call it my 2 o'clock shot because usually I take my lunch at 1 and I come back at 2, but it was later. But this is what I call the 2 o'clock shot. I come upstairs, I put 3/4 of a cup of coffee in a coffee cup, the rest water, right? I take 3 a leave, drink the fucking coffee. That's the 2 o'clock shot. I'm ready to go to the end of the day. Unfortunately, today was the 3:30 shot,
The 3:30 shot.
Yeah, it was later. So, but by the time I was driving home, I was so fucking hungry. I didn't know what to fucking do. I didn't know what to go. I was going to get a pizza. I was going to go to that. Let me go to that deep fried calzone spot I've been talking about. I never went to.
Dude, you never went to
I
that.
know. I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there, bro. And we're going to televise it. We're going to throw it on video. Televise. What is this, 1985?
What is it?
We're going to televise it right now. We're right here at Morton Downey Jr., and we're eating a
fried calzone.
Yeah, see what it is? You got me back in the projects. All of a sudden, right now, I'm back in the projects. This is my scenario in the projects. My nana had a color TV. You remember those color TVs that used to sit on the floor? Those
big cabinet ones. Yeah,
it was a big piece of furniture.
It was.
She bought a new TV. She gave us that TV. It worked for probably like 4 months. Then it died. And then we bought a cheap-ass 13-inch black and white TV to put on top of it because that's all my mother could afford.
Yeah.
And of course, us savages fucked it up. We couldn't change the channel anymore because we broke the channel changer. So we had to use pliers, and you had the hanger for the fucking better.
I remember that shit.
Because when you live in the projects, you have those metal bars on the windows, and they interfere with the TV. So you
signal,
you need to get a better. So you had to wrap aluminum foil and put a hanger in there, and so here we are with a big ass piece of furniture, which is supposed to be a TV, a color TV, and we have that 13-inch little fucking monster on top,
wrapped in foil, man. That sounds familiar, man.
Yeah.
That sounds familiar, man. We used to do the same shit.
Yeah,
the pliers thing. The pliers thing is what got me.
It got a little bit better, and we got a little bit larger color TV with the antennas on top of that. Still
like
on
the 19-inch one or whatever.
Oh yeah, the best thing about my younger sister, once she got to the age where she can walk around and function. What is that, 6 or 7? I used to call her. Shout out to D. I love you. I used to call her remote. Shout out to
the remote.
Remote.
Hey,
remote. Put it on.
You're the remote, baby. Get up.
Yeah, I used to call her remote. Hey, remote. Put it on 7. And you had to wait until she could understand numbers. She would go 2 back. Okay, there it is.
There, right there. Stay. Stop.
Yeah, louder remote. She was our remote control, so we called her remote.
Oh, poor thing, man.
That it never happened. It's just a bad joke. Shout to remote. All right, now we got back. Where were we?
Yeah. You never talked about the Chinese food, man. What the fuck do you eat?
Oh my god, I'm fucking all over the place tonight with like a bad rash. But where were we with the Chinese food? Where were we?
You skip lunch. You're fucking starving. You're thinking
All right,
maybe I should go check out the calzone
All right,
place.
so I'm driving home. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I needed to pick up some supplies because I'm off tomorrow. I'm like, all right, I got to go. I didn't shop at my store, so I got to go to my local grocery store. And I'm like, all right, what's there? I can get a pizza. I get some slices. Dude, it's been a while since I had Chinese. I'm like, do I really want Chinese? Yeah, I want some Chinese. It's been so long. So when you're starving, do not walk into a Chinese food restaurant. Do not walk in there. No matter how bad the place looks, you're just going to buy whatever the fuck's on the fucking menu. I was fucking checking things off, checking this, that, the other thing, pint, quart, this thing, that thing. I walked out with enough Chinese food for a family of 4.
Wow, bro.
And I'm a single guy.
And you fucking killed it all, didn't you?
No, of course not.
No?
Okay. The best thing about Chinese food is you got food for days.
You got food for days.
Especially when you're buying $32.95 worth of Chinese food for a single guy, for a single fat bastard. I like a lot of things. You know what I mean? I just can't buy 1 or 2 things.
Beef and broccoli.
No, not even like that. I'm a pork lo mein guy.
Oh, that's good.
Pork lo mein's good. I like the boneless ribs, those rib tippy things.
Yeah.
And I tell them I like them extra charred, so they keep them in there a little bit longer under the burner. And then, like today, I was like, I for some reason, I just wanted those pan-fried dumplings.
Ooh, those are good, man.
I don't know why. And I got the sweet and sour chicken. And they don't make a small one. They only make the big.
It's just the big one.
They make the big one for $6.75, but it comes with sweet and sour sauce because you have to have that sweet and sour sauce. And I got the fried wontons, and I got an egg roll. Like I said, I walked out with a fucking meal. Dude, came home, fed the cats, cleaned up the apartment a little bit, not that I live in filth, but, just cleaned up the clutter,
Yeah.
And I sat down and I ate my meal, and I laid on the couch for like an hour and a half. I couldn't move.
You felt like a truck? Just parked
there. I was like, man, I got to get up and get this fucking live stream going for ETR. I'm like, But you know what I kept doing? I kept taking my pinky and stick it in the sweet and sour sauce. That's good shit. And I had more on the counter. If I was able to get up at the time, I would have probably went to the counter and made another plate.
Yeah, man. I can just imagine you doing ETR.
It was
huge.
Your
screen goes black. Where'd he go? He went
to
the kitchen to get more food.
It was dumplings and fucking red sauce and noodly things and fucking rib tips and fucking. It looked like an abortion.
Like a fucking buffet and shit.
No. The worst thing about Chinese food, it doesn't look pretty.
No, it doesn't.
And you can make it look like a fucking painting if you had the time. The shit that I had, I'm surprised. I right now, you know what I'm feeling for? I want wonton soup right now. How the fuck?
The fuck you want?
I want wonton soup right now. The saltiest shit in the world.
Oh man, you're horrible.
Between the Chinese food and this fucking beer, I am so dehydrated. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow. My kidneys are going to be the size of a nickel tomorrow. All this fucking sodium that's in my
you drink some water, bro.
Yeah, that's the worst thing, man. I should have just fucking went into Pronto Pizza and just got a sausage and pep pie.
Boom, done.
Number one, it would have been cheaper at $25. And number two, I could have ate a week off that shit.
Damn, dude.
Chinese food's good for 2 days. You got the one, you get the next day. So, but
usually I'll kill it that same day, man. It don't last that long here.
Oh, are you buying as much as me?
Sometimes.
Do you walk out with the small bag that's wrapped, that's crinkled up, or do you walk out with the shopping bag like I did?
I walk out with the bag with the plastic handles on top.
Yeah. Yeah, you're singing and dancing like you just bought 6 pairs of shoes.
Dude, I'm like George Costanza, brother.
when he's spinning on the fucking pole.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
swinging on the pole, man. I'm George Costanza, man, with my
I
fucking
know
bag of food
exactly
and
what you're
shit.
talking about, bro. I know exactly what you. Don't even back it up. Well, we have to meet our quota. We haven't met our quota tonight, so back it up.
Beep, beep, beep.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Bro, that's how I am, man. I'm just like you, bro. I buy more food than I need, and I won't kill it in one sitting though. But before the evening's done, that shit's done too, dude. It's gone.
Dude, there's times when I didn't buy as much as I did tonight. Tonight I just said fuck it. I was just
You
like
splurged a little bit.
it was like I was in a voting booth and I was just like, Democrat.
check.
Yeah, I don't want to tell people where left or right, but back to Chinese food.
Back to Chinese food.
Oh, we're talking about Chinese food, right?
Yeah, we're talking about Chinese food.
I don't know where the fuck we're going with this, but yeah, shout out to Chinese food. So here we go. I don't know. How did we go from Chinese food to this?
I don't know, man.
Should we rewind and find out?
No. Oh, it's when we're checking off the list of what food we want in the Chinese restaurant. They give you the checklist of what you want.
No, that's not how we got to the.
Yeah.
How do we get to Bill Clinton in politics?
Because that's how you vote, man. And you're like, I don't fucking.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah.
We don't need to rewind. Shout out to Frogman for being the straight.
Yeah, I'm the straight guy, man. I'm the one that can't drink on this show. So
well,
you don't want.
Drink.
No, not with my job. Not with my job. Shit.
What's your job?
I'm on the street all day, man. Checking on construction projects and shit.
Yeah, but you're not on the job right now. You could drink tonight.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go to bed in a few minutes now, and I'm gonna wake up in the morning.
Oh, I forgot. I'm off on the next day.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Maybe we should change the show to your day.
You catch Frogman on a Friday, Saturday, man. I'm fucking.
Well, why don't we flip it one night and record on a Friday and see how you are in a dust mite spot, and I'll be in the Frogman spot.
Yeah, one of these days we'll flip it, man. You'll see.
We'll do a Bizarro episode of once.
Hey, that'll work.
Let me do it backwards. That was our theme song backwards.
That would be dope. When the day it happens, you play that shit backwards.
Oh, I would do that, man. In an instant. We should do that. We should set that up. We'll set that up.
You set it up and surprise them with just one random day. You throw it out there, like, what the fuck is this?
So shout out to Chinese food.
Shout out to Chinese food, man. Yeah, man. No, I want Chinese food tomorrow. Tomorrow's Chinese food day. Yeah.
How is the Chinese food there in Texas?
Well, I guarantee you it's not as delicious as the one you have, but it's okay. We have your random. There's this chain called Panda Express. It's okay.
Oh, once you say chain,
yeah, it's not. And then you have your you have your local restaurants. It's like a mom and pop, but it's actually Chinese people. It's not Hispanic.
Yeah.
So you have
every Chinese spot here in New Jersey. It's straight Chinese.
It's authentic.
Guys.
It's authentic.
They go back home to their apartment. There's 45 people living in a one bedroom. You know what I mean? And they go home.
They sleep in a chest of drawers.
Yes,
that,
exactly. Shout out to Jimmy Seinfeld. I can't open the drawers. Wow. We're gonna get some flack for this one. But it's honestly, man, like the guys that own the restaurant that's close to me live in this development. In my old apartment, I lived across the way from them. Really? And they would come home at 11 o'clock. There'd be like 9 of them. And they would go into a one-bedroom apartment. And at 10:30 in the morning, all of them would walk by me and get into the car and go back all into a van. Shout to the and I know the van, Mercury Villager.
The
Mercury Villager van. And they would drive off and go to the Chinese spot.
Oh, yeah.
That's all you heard, because the cigarettes were dangling out the side.
Yeah, they chain smokers, those guys.
They
man.
love
what
the
the fuck's up with a cigarette?
I don't know what it is with
Let it go. Let it go. It's bad for you, dude. No, let it go.
Yeah, let it go. I don't know.
Yeah, man. That's the way it is here too, man. You know what I mean? You got your local spots, real delicious.
Every once in a while, I got a knock at the door. You want to buy a Mogwai? Nah, I'm good.
Nah, man, I'm good.
Keep it rolling. No, but honestly, it was like clockwork. It was like 11 o'clock at night and 10:30
I got
in
enough
the morning.
problems with my wife. That's fine. I don't need another fucking
So
problem.
these guys work like they come home at 11 and they go back to work at 10 o'clock. So 11, 12, that's 10, 11, 12 hours, 8 hours to sleep, 2 hours for themselves. That's 7 days a week, man. Constant grind.
Well, I think they are pretty extreme in everything they do. I'll just leave it
Of
at
course.
Yeah.
Who's they?
that. They.
Who's they? What's an aluminum falcon?
They.
Shout out to Chinese food, man. I got some leftovers sitting there. No steamed dumplings, man.
You're
I
gonna
went through
fucking finish that shit right now.
I went through a dozen steamed dumplings.
You're crazy, bro.
I don't usually eat steamed dumplings, but
that's why you had
fried,
a dozen.
not steamed. I'm saying fried. Those are the ones that are seared.
Yeah.
Seared dumplings.
Well, since you don't have them all the time, that's why you had a shit.
Yeah, I never had them. I don't eat them much, but for some reason, I was like, "Give me fucking steamed steamed pan dumplings." I was feeding the cats, not even having the food out, but the steamed dumplings. I was eating like 2 or 3 of them while I was feeding the cats when they came home. I put the beer in the fridge, put the bags on the counter, feed the cats, eat some steamed dumplings, or fried dumplings. Had like 3 or 4 of them. Came in, got shit together, jumped in the shower, got out of the shower, and then I started making dinner, drank a beer, and there you go.
Yeah, man.
The dinner's done. 42 seconds later, I'm sleeping.
42 seconds later. You're in a fucking food coma and shit.
I'm in the coma. I'm on the couch. YouTube video playing. Air conditioning going. I'm out.
Air conditioner. Isn't it cold over there right now?
It was funny. It was like I put the heat on for the first time.
Saturday or something.
Saturday. When I say the Joker, it was Saturday.
Yeah.
It was super cold, man. It dropped to like 35 degrees here.
So what happened?
Well, I was an idiot because when I came home, I opened all the windows and the doors, and I was like, "Yeah, this is great." 2 hours later, I'm like, "Holy shit!" And I was like, "All right, well, I might as well test the furnace, see if it was working."
Man, I hate that smell, dude. For the first 2 hours,
it's like a toaster full of dust.
Yeah, bro.
You stick a toaster up my ass and turn it on. That's what you get. The dust mites toaster ass. It's just like it smells like
what the hell is that? Damn, boy.
The last time I smelled, when I smelled like something like that was like, this goes back to Katrina. Was it Katrina? Yeah, it was Katrina here in New Jersey, and we lost power. And me and my ex, we had like, she had a lot of candles. She was that candle person, Yankee Candle, Yankum candle. Yeah. She was all about them Yankum candles, except for me, and they were all over. We had a coffee table full of candles because it was giving us heat because we didn't have any power, So it was giving us heat, and it was October, but it was still cold, So that was giving us heat. I had candles on an end table. I had candles on a coffee table. We had candles on end table. What are those TV tray tables?
Dude. You're like a Buddhist temple and shit.
Oh, it's crazy.
Candles everywhere.
All we needed was like a fucking a goat's tongue, and we were doing some sort of Haitian ritual. We were doing a Haitian ritual, with some voodoo shit. All I needed to do was like fucking, take a couple of bones and a rock and just shuffle it up in my hand and throw it down. Shout out to voodoo, Haitian voodoo rituals, but. There was a lot of fucking candles. It looked like a 80s ballad video, rock ballad video.
Oh man, like the monster ballads, bro.
I just died in your arms tonight.
Yeah.
Never thought of that. I thought this was supposed to be a short episode.
It was supposed to be, but
we're just Matt. I promise, the next episode we'll get you on.
We'll get you on, homie.
That's how it was, man. That's how it was. So, long story short, Oreo freaks the fuck out for some reason. She bangs into the fucking the TV tray table.
Uh-oh.
The candles bounce all over her back. All over her back. So now, like, the wax solidified all over her. And,
oh my God.
How did we get to the story? Why am I telling this?
Oh, because of the furnace. The smell.
Oh, the smell. Yeah, that's what.
Ooh, that smell.
Ooh, that smell. Back it up. Light it out of the blue. Knock some candles over. I'm trying to meet our special effects sound quota, because sometimes we overextend them and sometimes we don't use them. So I'm trying to keep it there. But yo, the smell, and I don't even think that's a story. No, it's not about the wax on her tail. It was earlier that night. It wasn't even, and no wonder why Ori is the way she is, all skittish. It was earlier. She was on the coffee table, and then cunt face, I'm gonna call her cunt, went to go pet her, and she turned her tail. The tail went over the flame, and
oh my God,
her tail on fire. That's the story. I mean, the candle wax is another story in itself, but it's both in the same night. It's no wonder why she don't like to be picked up, and fucked with.
Poor cat.
Yo, you just smell burning hair. It was like burning.
Oh my God.
It felt like when you turn the fucking furnace on for the same time. So I was like, oh my God, because I saw a flame in her tail. I went to grab her. She ran. So now she's running
with her tail on fire.
With her tail on fire.
Oh my God.
Because the faster she runs, the more oxygen hits the tail, which ignites the fire more.
Yeah.
So now she runs under the bed. I'm like, oh my gosh,
what the fuck?
The house is going to burn up. I'm like, it's going to burn up. So this is before we had real furniture, because I didn't have real furniture for like 5 years after that. But, we just had like a box spring and a full-size bed on a regular, what's that, the metal frame.
So milk crates.
I started flipping shit. I started flipping the fucking furnace, flipping the box spring, flip the bed, trying to get her out of there. And then she runs out of the room again. You see smoke, because I just don't want her to make a fire. And I finally got her, and and then an hour later she hits the fucking candle, and the candle goes on her back. Then she's got wax on her back, and now I have to put her. This is during Katrina. This is. Dude, I don't make shit up. This is just stories that happen to me, man. This is why I drink. I have to put her in the sink with warm water to try to pull all the candle wax off the back of her, because if I let it sit there, it would have just got worse. So
man, I don't blame that cat for being the way she is, man. Get the fuck away from me. Don't
shout out to Ori
me.
Bori, man. Ori Bori is the girl, and Ori's. Yeah. We kind of found Ori used to be her shit. And when she left, Ori kind of like didn't deal with anything. And like now Ori's finally, for the past 2-3 years, kind of like warming up to me and spending some time with me on her terms.
Yeah.
On her terms. I can't just pick her up and be like, because she ain't having it. But every once in a while she'll pop up and I'll pet her. And cats are like fucking. Are they like kids? I don't know, man. If cats are like kids, my kids hate me unless they need something. You know what I mean? Like I tell everybody, I feel like I'm the guy in a divorce that got the kids.
I'm the guy in divorce.
I'm the guy in divorce that got the kids.
All you want to do is hug the kids, and the kids
say, I want to be with mom.
I want to be with mom.
I don't love you. You're a fucking cat. Eat the food.
Hey, shut up and eat your food.
And Wookiee's the worst. Wookiee's is like, I will let you know when I want to be near you. You know what I mean?
Shit.
But
wow.
Shout out to Chinese food. Shout out to Katrina. Shout out to fucking hair burning smell in the furnace. And that's where we're at right now. Shout out to candle wax on and the fucked up thing with the candle wax was like, it was like solidified. So either I had to grab a pair of clippers and cut it, which I couldn't because there was no air, no electric. So I was running whatever hot water we had left in the water heater and trying to pull the candle wax off her at the same time on her back. Oh, it was terrible. It was terrible. It was terrible. Bad enough we had to deal with Katrina, but all that on top of it, man. Shout out to Oreo, man.
Little poor Oreo, man.
Ori Bori. I call it Ori Bori. Ori Bori. That's what I say. Ooh, like a macho man. Ooh, Ori Bori.
She's gonna show up right now. What do you want?
Nah,
Stop
she ain't. She's over somewhere else. I turned all the lights off, so she's out. She's out. She's out. It's fucking 12:30 a.m. over here in the fucking New Jersey.
New Jersey.
New Jersey. So we gonna talk about a movie?
I heard you went to go see a movie. I went to go see it too.
I went to go see a movie too, man, this weekend. You saw a movie?
Yeah, man. I fucking loved it, man.
I mean, we don't have to get into specifics and do some spoilers, but we could talk about a movie experience.
Well, all I gotta tell you, man, it was an amazing movie. A lot of people didn't like it. I don't give a fuck. I totally connected with it. I related with it.
People? Who's a lot of people? I don't.
Well,
I see more people praising this movie than not liking this movie. What movie are we talking about? What are we talking about? You're talking about
the Joker, bro.
Joker. Oh no, it's Joker. It's not the Joker. Joker. That's why we can't name this episode Joker or the Joker.
Joker.
Mm-hmm. So, I saw it on Saturday.
Yeah.
And I hit you up probably directly after. Told you how I felt.
Yeah.
Spoilers about the movie. Was I super excited? Was I amped?
You were beyond amped. Dude.
Yes.
You were very fucking excited. And to come from you, dude, first of all, holy shit, you went to a movie theater.
Yes, shout out to my anxiety.
Dude.
My anxiety is not killing me, making me want to leave.
Yeah. You went to a movie theater, watched the whole movie, you fucking enjoyed it, and you were just like fucking really cool, man. You were cool, you're relaxed, you enjoyed it, you're amped up. That was amazing. When I first heard that, man, I want to go see this and that and whatever. I'm like, wow, man.
It wasn't even like what I thought about the movie was the fact that I was able to go into a theater because, if anybody knows about me with my anxiety issues, going to a theater does not happen. I think the last movie I saw was Revenge of the Jedi, and I didn't see anything after that until
Transformers with the guys after.
No, there was Logan before. No, there was something before it. I don't know. I the only old movies that I remember since then was I saw Logan, I saw Suicide Squad, I saw Transformers with everybody at TFCon, at ToyCon, and something else. So since Revenge of the Jedi or Revenge of the Sith, whatever the fuck the name of that fucking
it's Star Wars, they all sound the same.
Whatever the fucking name of that fucking no, I did see what was the 7th? Was it the first one that JJ did?
I don't know, man. I lost count at 6.
The new one, the newest Star Wars.
It's the
Attack of the Douche. No, what was it called? The one with fucking Kylo, the first one. The first one with Kylo Ray.
I know.
Yeah, shout out to you. Shout out to you. Yeah,
I'm not.
I was there with the only thing that kept me there was me and Rolling Steel putting our elbows into the side of us, going, I gotta get out of here. Oh my god! So, no, what was it? Forced Awakening.
The Force Awakens.
Forced Awakenings. Yeah. So between that one, I went to see Suicide Squad. I saw Logan. There hasn't been many movies in the past, say, 5 years for me because my panic and anxiety disorder just fucking flies off. But I went right after work and I went to go see this movie. And all I could say without spoiler wise, take away the comic book shit. the Gotham, the Batmans, the Waynes, the fact that the guy, it's just put it in the fact, a guy that had a job as a clown. It's such an incredible fucking movie. Incredible movie.
Yeah,
Incredible.
man.
Incredible. It
It's
was
something where, first of all, you got to watch this movie. You got to have patience, guys. You got to have patience.
Why? You felt like it was slow at all?
No.
I was on the edge of my seat the whole fucking movie.
Yeah, well, here's the thing.
Go into it not being a Batman fan.
Yes,
and fucking
exactly,
incredible.
Exactly. And you feel bad for this guy, man. You really feel for this guy, and you really connect with him throughout the story, and you're like,
as being someone that suffers from some sort of mental anxiety, you get it. You know, you can kind of get it.
Yeah, man. You connect with it. I connected it I connected with the movie real well because my own personal bullshit. But anyways, it's something where you feel bad for the guy, you hurt for the guy. It's like, man, poor dude, and everything.
Then you root for the guy. You're
dude, and
at
the end, at the climax, when the end of the movie, it's getting badass. All this cool stuff is happening towards the end. You're excited for him. You're like,
you're happy for him.
Fuck yeah, man. Fuck yeah. You know what I mean?
You're a hero now.
Yeah.
You're a hero
now. Here's where the people, come in and the people. So you have those people, the people out there in the internet land where, oh my God, this and that, and they don't like it. Well, you know what? They can't relate to it. They can't relate to it. I guess it's not for them. What? In my opinion.
And shout out to Todd. The cinematography was incredible. The cinematography, awesome, the attention to detail, the soundtrack, the palette of the movie, the way things moved. It just, I'm older, so I grew up in this time, the early 80s.
That's what I wanted to ask you.
I grew up in the early 80s in New York. The garbage strikes, everything.
Yes.
The filth. That was where he had the sign and he was flipping the sign. That was supposed to be, Times Square at the time. Times Square you didn't go to, but that's where all the kung fu flicks were, and of course the nudie flicks. It was just all. It was incredible how the detail, everything just was on point. Everything was on point, and then when you got into even the wallpaper and things that were in the house, things that were in the apartment, and just everything about this movie was just.
You think a lot of that was green screen, bro, or what?
Well,
I'm curious how you created so much detail for that.
Well, you know what? I was watching a couple of videos with Todd Phillips. Shout out to Todd Phillips, man. Old school Hangover. How does a guy that makes these comedy movies make such a fucking brilliant movie? He was talking about where they shot the movie, and there's a video on Vanity Fair on their YouTube channel where he talks about the opening scene. He's like, this is where live ends and post-production starts. He wanted that old school 70s where the foreground is here and the back is blurred. So they had to add buildings. And he said when the kids were when he was chasing the kids and they were going through the alleys, if there was anything that was empty, he wanted to put a building there so it felt like Gotham.
Okay.
Gotham's supposed to be like
dirty,
big buildings,
skyscrapers,
and the garbage is down.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and shrouded with the big buildings. And wow, I mean, just as I loved it, man. Dude, I'm gonna tell you right now. Take away all the comic book shit. As a film, I have not seen a film that hit me or made me smile, laugh, cry, shivers, goosebumps like this in years. Honestly, in years. And maybe 2 years from now I could say whatever. But right now, it was It was such a good ride, man. It was
And
such
coming from you, it means a lot because you're
yeah,
always
because
that
I hate
critic that
everything, but you know,
you hate everything.
this is
Everything,
the
you
movie
know.
that's not, and no spoilers out there. Like this is a
No.
movie, and we will talk spoilers probably later on, but spoilers not given. This is a movie that's not fast food. You're not going to ingest it and shit it out. This is
No.
a movie you're going to take in and eat as a meal and just be like, wow. And the more you eat, the more you're going to fucking, oh, this, that. Oh my God.
And also, it's like it's a movie you don't take your kids to. It's
Oh,
something. No, you don't take your kids to that. But one thing, dude, if you are a Batman Joker comic book fan, if you'll know that the Joker has never really had an origin
Yeah,
story.
this is not a film for your kids.
Yeah.
And it was
Yes.
funny, like I tell you, I mean, there was three families that came, and there was one dude with his kid. There was a family with a kid, a younger kid and a girl. I mean, I don't know how ages are, maybe
Yeah.
10 or 11.
They're
I don't know. I
small.
don't have
They're
kids.
small.
I'm just
Yeah.
little kids, you know.
They're
And
little
I'm
kids.
sitting there, fat bastard, early before the movie, eating my popcorn because I didn't have dinner, and I'm just laughing like, yeah, that's not gonna work. And then it's another mom comes in with the little kid, and it's like boom, just like clockwork. Half hour in,
They're out.
an hour and 10
Yeah.
gone. The one last one that it was when, and I don't want to give any spoilers, but
Yeah.
the apartment scene when his friends show up.
Oh, yeah, his buddies. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
when
yeah,
the single
yeah.
mom gone. I'm like,
They're out.
and I was watching the movie, and I'm trying to pay total attention to the movie, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make my peripherals make sure if they come back, they never came back. Never came back. How are you gonna take your kids to a movie that's rated R and see from the trailers alone how fucked up this movie's gonna be?
What's rated R, bro?
Oh, because you know why? The parents never paid attention to what it was, and the kids said, Joker, 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 Joker. Okay, I'll take you. Whoa. Whoa. So maybe this will be awakened.
Yeah.
Take the iPhone out of your kid's hands. Take the tablet out of your kid's
Pay
hands.
attention for once.
Dude. And you know what? I hate fucking going to the movies because I have the worst experience in the movies because it's always like, I hate people. I hate kids. I hate
Something always
voices.
happens,
Dude, I was in the perfect spot. I got there early. People were in front to the side. People over there to the side. These two douchebags got behind me. Young kids. And I just said, all right, let it go. And this started. Oh, did you see that? Oh, that was Sarah Connor, because we saw the previews.
The previews.
Yeah. And and this is me. And I'm trying to look around to find something. But you know what? If you sell candy or anything in a fucking movie theater, it shouldn't be made out of some sort of substance or packaged in some sort of substance that makes a noise. I don't need to hear this.
I'm with you, bro. I'm fucking with you.
Over my left shoulder. Hold on. Over my right soldier. You know what? All I want to hear is
dude. Yes.
All I want to hear is drinking the sodas. Why are you serving Chuckles for $4.95? Shout out to Chuckles. You know what Chuckles are in a cellophane wrapper?
Yeah. And that's no joke, dude. That's no joke. And guys, you all are listening through your earphones or whatever. When you're at the movies, it's that fucking loud, bro.
Dude,
fuck?
You know what? And I did when they were bullshitting through the fucking
the beginning credits,
trailer,
the previews, the trailers.
Yeah, the previews. Yeah. I kept doing the quarter turn, and I did the left turn, and I did the right, and I still did it, and I did these fucking guys. When I got quiet, and I still. Yeah. And then it came to the point as the movie started, credits are rolling, and you know, and they play the, you know, what I loved about the movie. And spoilers, it's not a spoilers, but they did the old Warner Brothers logo from
I
the
love that
I
shit,
thought that
dude.
was great.
Yeah.
And the dude says something. I turned around and said, I just went, "You ladies want to fucking sit over there because you're driving me fucking crazy." Exact words I said. Young kids.
What'd they do?
Nothing.
They shut the fuck up.
No, they didn't shut the fuck up. They just looked at me and said, "We're okay." I said, "All right." And that's where we started the movie. That's where we started. That's where and it's like when I hit you, I'm like, "Here we go.
There we go.
Here we go. This is why I don't go to movies. This is why I fucking, you know."
But
And,
apart
you know,
from that, you fucking enjoyed it, man. You had a
yeah, I
fucking
mean,
blast.
well, they got quiet during the movie, and every time in a
Yeah.
while, yeah, I put my fucking elbow up, but you know, but
But do you agree with me with the origin, man? Since the Joker doesn't really have an origin story.
no, you know what? Honestly, man, you know what? Don't think about this as being something that's connected to
No.
your
But
Batman.
this is something exciting and awesome because it's
Well,
like,
here's
look,
the
finally there's one story that, you know, that can be an origin for
This
this.
is where the nerds are like, "That's not my Joker. I don't know what." No, look,
Well,
you guys are. This is what I'm telling you. These are fans of a comic book that prides itself on multi-universes, the New 52, the multiverses, Crisis of Infinite Earths, not Earths, Yurts, and all these different multi-dimensional, one-shot, multi-dimensional type things, right?
yeah,
And you're fans of that comic book, but you're complaining because that's not the Joker that you grew up.
I loved it.
The fuck are
loved
you
it.
talking about?
Yeah, I
I'm
loved
not
it.
a DC guy. I don't follow DC with a fine-tooth comb. I don't even follow Marvel with a fine-tooth comb anymore because I don't know where the fuck they're going. But you know, this is what I think about that. You know, all you guys that are like, "Oh, it's not supposed to be." Just take it what it is. You could read a comic book that's it's a one-off. Joker goes wild. Earthworld something 7. And you read, I don't know, I'm just making
yeah.
And you read it, I'm like, man, that's a great story. Why can't you go into this movie thinking this is what if? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
if? And you know what? A lot of people think like, and this is some theories, like the Joker that people know and love now from our era paid homage to this because he set a movement.
Yeah.
So when this villain was coming up, he's like, "Oh, I need to." When Batman came out, I need to make a statement. Oh, there was this guy 12 years ago or 15 years ago who made a statement, and he wore clown makeup, and he called himself the Joker. I'm gonna do that also. So you know, you can see that.
Yeah.
And they touched down on that origin in Gotham. If
They
you ever
did.
watched the Gotham TV series, they
Yeah,
touched
man. With
they
the
touched
first
on that
brother.
also. Yeah, because they weren't allowed to use the name Joker. So they used Jerome and Jay, anything that goes around that.
Yeah.
But they made the Joker a movement for the
true.
one, and his brother, his twin brother, became that movement.
Yeah. At the end, he's the one that.
Yeah, but shout out to those fucking douchebags behind me, man. I can't go to the movie without any type of fucking drama, man.
Well, for you, it was behind you. For me,
Oh,
it
they
was
was
next to me, man. Fuck, man. This guy was eating nachos in a fucking bag, and it sounded just like that, man. Fucking loud as shit. The guy was talking. Yeah. He was there doing that shit, and I'm like, bro, do me a favor, man. Throw that shit in the tray.
You know what?
And
Everybody's like,
get rid of the bag. Get rid of the bag.
Locally in town, they have that new the same theater company made a luxury theater with the recliner seats.
That's the
with
one
the table with the table service food.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm like, why would I want to go see that with people eating?
Yeah.
With lights and waitresses and waiters going back and forth every 3 seconds, and someone dropping a mozzarella stick on the floor. Why do I want to fucking deal with that? Yeah, you know what? Give me that experience with the recliners and with a pile of popcorn. I'm happy.
Well, we have both here. We have both where we have.
Why do we have silverware? I don't need silverware.
No.
I don't need glasses going ting ting ting. You know, I don't need people saying, "Oh, I didn't get my Worcestershire sauce with this." I don't need that shit. I don't even want to know about that shit. Do I want to watch a movie in a recliner? Fuck yes.
Fuck yeah.
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 But not with all that bullshit.
But usually there should be two of them. Like we have both of them. It's just a theater with the recliners, and then we have another called Alamo Draft House.
Shout out to having a quick episode.
That one is just like you said, the beer, the fucking buffalo wings, the pizza, whatever. But
yeah, man, it's great. It's great.
I don't like that one. Not really because like I've gone there a few times and the people are pretty quiet and shit. And it's kind of separated. You're in your own little booth. You're not really next to the people.
No, there's no booths. Here, it's just a line of fucking recliners.
Here, it's just like a booth. You have two booths, two tables, a small table, two chairs. They're recliners. And you're all independent from each other. You know, it's kind of
little Joey who doesn't get his mozzarella sticks.
You don't see those people. Those are on the other side. But I don't like it. It's just too expensive, bro. And I don't want to fucking have dinner. If I want to have dinner, dude, I'd fucking wait for the DVD and fucking bring it home or whatever the fuck, you know.
You know what? I don't need that shit. I don't need it. What I would like is like table service and alcohol. You know, that's good. Drinks only. We don't popcorn and drinks. That's all we need when we go.
Yeah, man. We have that though. The one I go to has that. You got beer, and it's just a regular theater with the recliners, and you have all the beer you fucking want, dude.
Yeah, all but you know, the one by me serves food, and I'm like, yeah, I ain't fucking with that. But how do we get away from the movie? So can we?
Yeah, I loved it. What do you scale it, man? 1 to 10.
Man, I don't like the fuck. I only saw it once, and I don't like to put a fucking because you know what? I would have to give it a comic book.
No.
A comic book fucking scale?
No, just as a movie. What did you think of the movie?
As a movie, I think it's the best movie. As a film. Yeah. It's the best film I've seen in years.
I give it a 9, straight up.
It's best movie. I've seen a lot of movies, and I like a lot of movies. A lot of the movies that we've been getting is popcorn flicks in and out. And I understand where people don't like this movie because it's super dark. And it's very disturbing. But if you have any type of mental issues, not saying I am mental issues, but you know, suffering from anxiety, depression, or you know, OCDs or anything like that.
Hey, we all have our little inner demons, bro. So.
You could, it's just you could see, and you know what did the Joker always say? Like, the difference between me and you is just one bad day.
All it is just you're one bad day away from being me.
So
nah, man.
So shout out to Frogman for fucking shit up. My name is
fucking shit up, man.
No, you fucked it up. You fucked it up.
No, I did not, man.
I was gonna go into some videos, but I think we went a little late tonight, man. I think.
What are the videos, man?
Nah, man, we're a little too late, man. What is this? What are we going? We're almost 2 hours, man.
All right, you can cut this.
It's supposed to be like a 40-minute show.
Well, whatever. Okay. Hey, Dust.
Yo.
What's your final beer count, man?
Final beer count? What are we? Is the show over?
It's gonna be in a little bit.
I didn't know the show was over. I don't know.
Sun,
all right.
Hey, sun's getting pretty low, big guy.
No, for you, but not for me. All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm on 18.
Yeah, that's true. Sun's getting pretty low, big guy. Come on. Today you're 18, man.
We had we had some great discussions tonight.
We did, man. We did with no slur.
Shout out to a show that was only going to be 20 minutes long. So
shout out to the 20-minute show, man.
Yeah, shout out to the 20-minute show. I don't even know. I mean, with editing, this is probably going to be a little longer than 20 minutes. How you could say, but you know, I think like one of our things is like we should end it out on some video type shit, even though Our audio listeners cannot see the video, but we will post the video of what we're looking at in the
Description below.
This video, audio, or well, YouTube will be a video, but audio on the Spotify and Anchor and all those other joints. But we got to do the old shout out to the screen share system. And can you see it?
What the fuck? That's a runaway. What is it? A runaway doe or what is that? A deer?
Long Island.
Close the door right there. Close the door right there.
Look at that. Oh.
You're fine. It's okay. It's all right.
Dude.
Here you are. You're in Long Island. I don't know exactly where Long Island is, but it's Ronkonkoma. Shout out to Ronkonkoma. It's in Ronkonkoma, Long Island, which is pretty much out there, kind of like in the middle of the Long Island, and it's a pretty rural area. Rural area.
You mean this is not the one that Dave goes to every week?
Well, who knows? But it might be close to where Dave lives. But basically, it's not the woods where you would think.
Yeah, you'd see these animals. Yeah.
Not only is it a deer, but it's a deer with it's got a glorified fucking rack.
It's like a 10-pointer, man.
Yeah, that means when you got a rack like that, she's got a great rack.
You've been around, bro.
She's been around. They've been around. So how the fuck it got here on Main Street of what's West Bumblefuck Ronkonkoma? Ronkonkoma.
Dude, I think you'd be more comfortable seeing a dog or a cat running through the streets here now and then, but a fucking deer, bro, that has no business being there. Wow.
We're gonna watch it again because it's just like wow. Put that in. This is how we should have started the show. Look at her, look. She grabs her fucking cell phone like she's not making a call. She's like, what the fuck? Oh, here it comes! Run, bitch, run! Ah! Dude! Just the size of the rack. Did you see the size of the rack?
Dude, it was like a 12 pointer, dude.
Oh, wow.
Good rack, man.
Wow. You got a great rack.
That motherfucker's been around, man. He's been around.
Yeah. That's fucking brilliant, man. Brilliant. And shout out to Michael Rappaport. Did you see oh, man. Let me see if I can find the Michael Rappaport version. Here it is. And, what I love about Michael Rappaport, Mike Rap. He goes that Danny Aiello voice. You cocksucker! I could do it pretty close, but he just fucking killed it. So, let's do his rendition of that video. So, you ready?
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Oh, what the fuck, man? Hey! What the fuck is that? Is that a fucking deer? Oh! Hey! Get the fucking pepper spray! Hit him with the fucking pepper spray! Get the fuck out of here! What the fuck? What the fuck was that? Oh, shit!
What the best part of this?
What the fuck, man? What the fuck is that? Is that a fucking deer? Oh! Hey! Get the fucking pepper spray! Get him with the fucking pepper spray! Get the fuck out of here! What the fuck? What the fuck was that?
Man?
The best part of it is the wind down.
Yeah,
Wind down. What the fuck is that? Yeah, he's winding down afterwards, man.
man. Get the fuck out of here. Fucking deer or something
What
hanging
the
from
fuck?
one of his antlers and shit. He stole something, man.
You know, when he does that ALO voice, the Danny ALO voice, it just fucking kills me, man. But we usually, I guess now
That's it.
we gotta end every show on a video. No, I
There's
think I
got
had,
to be at least one video, bro. No, regardless, there's got to be at least one.
I had another one, but I forgot what it was. I didn't do my homework tonight because I didn't think we were gonna record. So, but you know,
Hey, man.
I think, we hit enough. I think we hit enough nerves this evening. Like, you know.
Oh man, good show, bro. Good show.
You know, I don't know. For a show that wasn't supposed to happen, you know, but
I think those are the best ones.
I'm trying to plan I'm trying to plan a little something for the next show. I'll be on vacation, so something a little bit big. Maybe multi-guest, maybe we'll get a squad going here.
That'd be cool, man. That'd be fucking fun.
You know, usually we have like one guest and just chill out, but you know, we'll see what happens. You know,
that sounds like fun, man. That sounds like fun. Get some guys in here, man. Nice little group, and go from there, man. See how
yeah,
that
I'll be on
goes.
vacation, so who?
Yeah,
Not be
fuck.
It'd be a
That'd be good.
5-hour show. I don't give a fuck. Frogman's out. All right, who's up? Take his spot. Wow, you got real quiet there.
Yeah, nah.
I don't know. Well, I guess you're gonna be staying up the whole night then. You hope you don't gotta work the next day.
Shit, man. I can call in, man. It's not a problem.
Call for Papa Papati.
I'll be calling in, man. I'll be saying, shit, I don't feel good.
Bag it up.
Calling in a sick day.
Good for you.
Calling a sick day just for you, my friend. Just for you.
Nah, don't fucking put it on me, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. The whole.
I got more guilt in my life. It's like a pile of bricks on my fucking back.
Yeah, guilt. Like that Chinese food you killed for $5 or what is it?
God, oh God. You know, I think the episode's gonna be called the Chinese food.
That's a good one, man.
Chinese food. That's what it's gonna be called. You know, but you know, I don't.
What was it? What was the one from Seinfeld?
What the Chinese food? Or was it?
When they were waiting in a fucking Chinese food.
Oh wow!
Restaurant.
Oh, you know, we don't want to steal their thunder.
Cartwright.
It was called the Chinese restaurant.
The Chinese restaurant, man.
We could call it the Chinese takeout, but I think
There you go.
The Chinese food is better.
Chinese food.
Yeah, shut up. Paul C would say it's our regular food.
Yes, he would.
Paul C would tell. I believe he said that's our normal food.
That's our normal food. Yeah. Shout out to Paul C, man. Great
Shout
guy.
out to Paul C. We gotta get him on the show. We had him on the show for like the
2 minutes and 36
for like
seconds.
30 seconds last week. Right? You know, it was last week or last episode. Was that?
Yeah.
Was that 2 weeks?
Yeah, when Jose was on, I think.
Was that 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, I was like, hey, Paul, nice seeing you. I'm not staying. I'm leaving.
Dude, time goes so fucking fast.
Yeah, man.
Wow, man. That was 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
So what do you think? I guess we're just going to be, for now, be a bi-weekly podcast. I guess it's working, right?
It's working, bro. You know, it's awesome, man.
For us, I guess, and, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, the fact is, like, we threw the bat signal out there for fucking guests, and we said that we want to do guests every other episode, so that would be every 4 weeks. So it'd be only once a month that we would have a guest on.
Yeah.
All right, on that note, I think we need to take it out. Oh, wait a minute. Have we even done it out of the blue tonight?
Yeah, I think we did.
Did we do it out of the blue?
I think we do.
I'm trying to. I got the check
know.
out of the blue. You know, all check.
You decided out of the blue to ask about out of the blue?
Yeah, that doesn't work. No.
You got to put more oomph into it. More energy.
Energy. I'm out of fucking energy. Where's your energy?
Shit, man. I'm about to go to bed.
For fucking 6 hours now.
No, you haven't.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. 6 hours. 6 hours.
Shout out to the flipper.
Yeah, you saw how the See, everybody talks about the flipper, and I know not everybody's going to watch that, but you can see it. I cannot extend my thumb any higher than that.
Yeah.
See how that finger sticks out?
Yeah.
I can't make a knuckle.
You can't make a knuckle. I know.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not an animal.
I'm not an animal. I'm
I'm
human.
not an animal.
I'm just like you. No, you're not.
I know. Frogman.
And we're out.
That's it.
Do your show, bro. That was good.
He's just gonna decide